What's up, guys? It is Tuesday, December 31st, 2024. We're at the Bitcoin block height of 877,220. TikTok next block. Man, is this year gone by fast? Wow, man. What a year. But we'll talk about that later. But as you guys can see from the title, are the Democrats bending the knee to Donald Trump? I don't know. I saw an interesting video today on Fox that I want to react to. Now, let me say this before I even get going here. Fox News is not my favorite, okay, if you will. They, they're establishment Democrats. They're not really like America First. They have some America First journalists on there, but for the most part, the company itself, the person that owns it, is not the biggest fan of Donald Trump and our movement. But hopefully the party is changing. The Republican Party is changing to the MAGA Party, the America First Party, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I want to get into this video and react to it because there's some very interesting stuff going on. So without further ado, let's get on into it.
Well, with the new year comes a new presidency. We were just talking about it. November 5th, Trump won. And now he's making the rounds. And so it was a big year for the GOP. Of course, you had Trump's win that many of us consider a landslide. Congress was both houses were won by Republicans. And now, as some would put it, everybody just wants to be Trump's friend. Progressive Mayor Muriel Bowser, she's the latest Dem, flocking to Trump. She wants to meet with him, and she did meet with him, I guess, to see how to make D.C. great again. This is her statement. She says, "Today, President Trump and I had a great meeting to discuss our shared priorities for the president's second term. President Trump and I both want Washington, D.C. to be the best, most beautiful city in the world, and we want the capital city to reflect the strength of our nation. I'm optimistic that we will continue to find common ground with the president during his second term, and we look forward to supporting a successful inauguration on January 20th. I guess it's kumbaya in the capital city."
Sorry, guys. I got to say this. This woman is one of the most wokest politicians. Oh, my God. I'm not the biggest fan of this woman. She is just woke. But, for the reasons this young lady's going to talk about, again, they're not good faith actors, but they're coming around. And, you got to, quote unquote, bend the knee to Trump because the American people mandate it. You know what I mean? They want a better country. And if all these Democrats, because there's still a lot of Democrats, are going against them, especially the ones in the sanctuary cities, what I think they're going to talk about in this video, are going against them. Again, if you're going against Trump right now, you're going against the American people. That's just what it is. So
it's about time because Washington, D.C. has a lot of work to do to make it the most beautiful city in the world. And it should be, considering it's the capital of the United States of America. Absolutely. And I think that the mayor is a little bit concerned that President Trump will work with the Republican Congress to revoke home rule and reestablish the governance of Washington, D.C. away from the local city council and the mayor, who have done a terrible job.
You know what? And
ding, 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 ding. See, everybody's got incentives. You know what I mean? She's not a good faith actor. Again, I'm glad she's doing it. She has to do it. And again, a lot of these woke mayors, woke governors in these cities and states are in for a rude awakening, man, going against Trump. So, got to give her credit. I don't like the lady, but I got to give her credit.
Now, I can say, as someone who actually lives in Washington, D.C., the city was really moving and grooving back in 2017, 2018. I think there was tons of construction, lots of optimism. 2019, COVID hit, and then it was strange because it was shutting down churches and shutting down schools, but leaving open bars. And it was just an odd time. And then 2020, you had all the protests, and it seemed like the mayor herself was sort of encouraging this protest culture.
Riots.
And listen, they burned buildings, they broke things, and the city has not recovered. So I'm hopeful. I'm sure she's hopeful as well. We'll see what happens.
We can all be hopeful. D.C. should be a place where everybody in America and all around the world can bring their kids and feel safe, because he belongs to all Americans, not just the people who live there.
You said it.
Absolutely. I mean, we're talking about Washington, D.C., guys. Again, every state has their capital, but this is the capital of the country. This is Washington, D.C., and it shouldn't be so far left and so much criminal activity and so much, violence and all this other stuff. I mean, I don't know I'm showing my age here, but when I was in 8th grade, that was a big trip to go to Washington, D.C. I remember my 8th grade trip to Washington in the Capitol. You know what I mean? And seeing all those statues and, that's where the White House is and the Capitol building and all these things that should be, revered and stuff like that. But now nobody even wants to go because, again, it's so far left. There's so much criminal activities. There's so much nonsense going on. So hopefully this is a step in the right direction.
And speaking of everyone wanting to be Trump's friend, I pulled that line from this clip we're going to show you. This is Caroline Leavitt, the incoming White House press secretary. She says Trump's going to deliver on his promises on Hannity last night. Let's take a listen.
As President Trump has said, everybody wants to be his friend right now, and he's okay with that. He is building a team of people from Wall Street to Main Street who want to make this country great again and help him deliver on the promises that he made to the American people on the campaign trail. Common sense solutions to fix the problems in their lives. Cutting taxes, ending inflation, securing the southern border, deporting illegal criminals, rapists, and murderers from our American communities, and using peace through strength to end the wars and the chaos that we've seen the Harris-Biden administration cause abroad. It's truly a unifying message. And as President Trump has repeatedly stated, this country will be unified through success.
Common sense, guys. I mean, is all that right wing or controversial what she just said? By the way, I love the pick. I did kind of want Carrie Lake to be the press secretary, but I think she got shaft in her, but I, can't talk about that on here. But she's doing a great job. That young lady's like 27 years old. I think she used to be Kylie McKinney's, the old press secretary who works for Fox now. I think she was her assistant or something like that. But this girl's on point, man. And it's all common sense. Everything she said was facts.
Positive words.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. And I think one of the things you're going to notice as she goes on in her career as the press secretary is she's incredibly disciplined and on message. I mean, literally every single time. But I think as she gets more experience, she's going to continue to expand the idea of convincing and selling, not just telling you what the policies are, but also trying to bring those people who are maybe not so sure about this second Trump term. She's going to be bringing them along because her real focus is going to be, I want you as the American people to not just hear what we're doing, but to understand and to take part.
Well, and when you have good policy outcomes and you have good facts, it makes it a lot easier as a communicator to talk about those things. When the economy is not going well and your policies are resulting in hurting people, either personally or hurting the economies of governments or causing damage, it's very difficult to explain that way. Or like the previous White House, the one that's outgoing, if you're trying to say that inflation is transitory, that's not really happening, that what you're seeing with your own two eyes is not happening, it's hard to explain that away. But if you have success that people can feel, it's a lot easier to talk about it.
You nailed it.
Absolutely. I love this woman. You know what I mean? She's really, really good. She's one of the America First journalists, by the way. But yeah, I mean, again, it's common sense. People are hurting right now. People don't want an open border. People don't want crime. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. I don't even see how anybody voted for this woman. And as you could see, I didn't. But real quick, guys, while I got your attention, could you guys do me a favor and hit the like button for me, please? If you're enjoying these videos, again, I'm trying something new here. 2025, I'm trying to become a YouTuber, and I'm trying to do the best I can. So please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notification bells, the notification bell, to make sure you're notified when I make a video, because I'll be making several videos every single day. Thanks, guys.
Kevin, that's a great point about Caroline taking this role and kind of how she's going to do it. I think there's multiple pictures of her sitting just off stage from, I think, one of the best press secretaries we've had in a while, Kayleigh, which is now our colleague. But if you look at Trump's press secretaries, from Sean Spicer all the way through Sarah Huckabee Sanders and Kayleigh, there was such this antagonistic relationship. I mean, everyone in the press pool was coming in there trying to get gotcha. I wonder, on this topic of everybody wants to be Trump's friend, I wonder if that's actually going to change.
That's a great
question. What do they want more than anything?
Wow.
They want access. They want to be able to sit down and ask a question. They want to be able to pull, the president to the side and get some answers. And I think in this administration, they've had almost zero opportunity for that.
That is a great question. You know what I mean? Because at first they were talking about the Democrats, and now they're talking about the media, which is the same thing. But the Trump derangement syndrome, I told you guys this during the election cycle. It was going to be on 1,000 or 9,000. You know what I mean? And it was. But the Trump derangement, scaring people, he's evil, he's Hitler and all this other stuff, that didn't work. It went against what people really wanted. And the more you attack this guy, the stronger he gets. You ever seen that movie? I think it was I don't know if it was the Incredible Hulk, the first Hulk, where maybe not the first one. Was it the first one or the second one? Where the evil guy that Hulk was fighting, every time they shot rockets at him and hit him and stuff like that, he kept getting bigger and stronger. Hulk does that too. But that's Trump, man. Trump is Teflon Don. You know what I mean? You can't stop him. But the mainstream media, these people just don't get it, man. And when you see these quote unquote journalists, going after Trump and blah, 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 and having TDS all the time, it's just like, dude, this is like 2016 type stuff, 2018, 2019. It's over now. Everybody had 4 years with Trump. Now we have 4 years of Biden, and it's just not working anymore. The scare tactics, you know what I mean? And I don't know if the mainstream media is going to get it, man. Again, they're mandated from the people that are above the mainstream media down to them. It's all funneled down to them. But if I was one of those journalists, I'd either say, hey, I don't want to really want to do this, and if they're going to make me do it, I would leave. To be honest, this is terrible, and become a real journalist if you like. But spitting propaganda all the time ain't the way to go, in my opinion.
You look at the way that Joe Biden handled the press. He didn't do his end of the year press conference.
Amazing.
Didn't answer questions. He's been hiding from reporters. They've been very frustrated with the way that they've handled a number of transparency issues. Whereas Trump, during his first term, was talking to the press every single day, sometimes multiple times a day.
He really was. And Joey, you're so right about that. And here's what I mean. Basically, what we're probably going to see a lot more of is people just trying to get to the meat and potatoes of what's happening. You can interrogate a press secretary fairly without trying to make yourself the story.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people, and I was covering the Trump White House during that era, and I think we could all name some names of people who really just wanted their gotcha moment, people holding the microphone at press conferences when they were supposed to let it go. I won't mention any names.
We don't mention the names because they want us to.
Yeah, unless they want us to. But I think hopefully, at least based on what I've seen in the press room of late, is more serious journalists, people who just want to get answers to questions. And we can only hope for the best. And especially when I think back to what Sarah Huckabee Sanders endured.
Before he goes in that, in other words, guys, what he's saying is, instead of like trying to get gotchas and trying to show that Trump is bad and the Democrats are good and Biden's better and holding Trump to this crazy high standard like they didn't do for Joe Biden, just ask questions, be tough. There's nothing wrong with being tough, but ask questions that everyone wants to know, not just the TDS people. You know what I mean? We don't care about Trump being, a racist or misogynist or Adolf Hitler. We just want to know what's going on in the country. Dang.
Just sort of the vitriol. I think that's a change that we'll probably not have to see again.
Well, and the press has a big credibility problem because of the way that they covered the Biden administration, especially in the last year when they got exposed for not asking the right questions and attacking fellow reporters for asking about cognitive decline, where the president is, what his schedule is. So they have a lot of making up to do when it comes to reporting fairly to the American people as well.
Let's see it. I know there will be other entities there that we haven't seen before. I don't know you can beat Peter Doocy, but we'll have some other folks there.
They'll be there. And Jackie.
I'm Steve Doocy.
Absolutely. People don't want to hear it no more. People are getting tired of it. And I got to say, man, being an arm of the Democrat Party, the mainstream media, it's not working anymore. You know what I mean? People don't want to hear it. And again, like she was saying, they were playing defense for the Democrat Party, and Joe Biden, these quote unquote journalists. If you have a base journalist from Newsmax or like she said, Peter Doocy from Fox News and stuff like that, if they ask tough questions, you have the other media members in there like going off on them, like protecting them. I'm just like, this administration from the top down is the worst. It's not because it's a Democrat. It is the worst administration, hands down. I'm talking about the press secretary, the vice president, the cabinet. I mean, it was just completely terrible. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys think the Democrats are going to bend the knee to Trump? And I mean that I'm using a play on words, obviously, but what I really mean is, are they going to go along with the America First agenda and go along with Trump? Because again, he was mandated to do certain things. And Do you guys also think the I can't even say this without laughing, that the media is actually going to be fair? So let me know. But despite all that nonsense, guys, we have a money out here, like I like to talk about. For those of you that don't know, I am a Bitcoiner, full-time Bitcoiner. I have a series called Satoshi Saturdays, and I also have a new series called Bitcoin News, Bitcoin Numbers and News, BNN. You guys can check that out. And if you can learn about what the real money is and what inflation is. Because again, guys, they're stealing from us every single day. And we have to stack the best money in the world. And I think you guys already know what that is. It's the best way to save. And for me, the only way to save. And that's Bitcoin. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.